Hello and welcome back to our adventures in Westeros. We have arrived in King's Landing and this is going to be our base for a little bit. We're going to do a couple of missions around here and basically just give our character a chance to grow up slightly. But before we do that, there has been a question asked in the comments. We have an army, can we offer assistance to wars? Yes, but I think fundamentally the problem is, if we have a look around the map, I can't see any obvious wars, as in I can't see any sign of sieges or anything. There might be one or two on the map, I have no idea where they are though. I think really the problem right now is everything's kind of peaceful. I imagine that won't be the case forever. There will come a point when wars kind of start just spiraling. As in there will come a point when there's a big civil war, or at least that's what usually happens. There's a big civil war, everyone's fighting, at which point everyone is then weaker, which then means that all of their vassals start rising up and all sorts. So at that point, we may have a use for our army, but right now we're kind of just chilling. There's not really a lot to do with our current army. So, yeah, I guess we just keep maintaining it, and then eventually we will get to the point where we're ready to do something with it. Anyway, what are we going to do here? None of these really make sense for our character, because we're 3 years old, so nothing we're going to do is going to make sense for our character. But we should do something. How about we settle a boundary dispute? Sure, why not? Experienced arbitrator is sought by Master of Golden Goose to settle boundary dispute. Education in Westerosi law would be helpful, but even satisfactory aid shall be paid. Alright, well, we'll go there. Wonderful. I don't need a wilderness kit here, it's not the wilderness. Let's head out here. Local landmark. The dispute in Golden Goose stems from a minor local legal case. Our employer foolishly ruled a particular natural landmark to have a slightly different boundary than was traditional. Immediately, dozens of cases were sprung by petty landholders and privileged peasantry, all of whom had some grievance or other now raised by the change in definition. Master Garrick is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming this situation quickly and quietly. So I can say, I think I'll resolve this. Jocelyn can resolve this, but he has to be gone for 4 to 8 years. Or I can solve anything if I put my mind to it. So only a 29% chance we can solve this. Do we send Jocelyn away? I mean, if we're planning to stay here, maybe we send Jocelyn away. I will lend you Jocelyn for now. Alright. And our level of fame went up. We're now distinguished. Leaving Jocelyn to go about his work with the angry locals, Master Garrick and I go for a stroll. The shouts and cries of unfairness recede gradually into the background, and as we approach a small balcony to take in the late evening air, Garrick smiles for the first time since we arrived. Very kind of you to lend us such a skilled orator, Sylvie. Very kind indeed. I'll see to it that his passage back is swift and safe. Your pay is waiting for you at the gates. That's not what it says. It says you pay is waiting for you at the gates, but that's not right. Anyway, and we've come back with basically no money and we're down a stooge. However, we do now have somebody to make requests of, and we'll ask for some more money while we're here. Nice. Alright, now we've done that. What else have we got here? Raise buildings. That's a stewardship scheme. This is instructor of knights. Now we are reasonable with prowess. I don't know if we want to be an instructor of knights though. Let's do artifact delivery. We don't have to leave our current location to do this, so that's fine. Then we take this wild boar hide where? To the province of Castle Stokeworth, where Lord Samuel Stokeworth is. Okay, so where is that? It's a little bit to the north. In fact, it's almost exactly where we just were. Well, we'll travel without moving the camp, and off we go. Also, I'm just going to go in here and clear out... yeah, there we go. Clear out the little notification. The Corridors of Power. The food at Master Alex's residence in Hoot Market is excellent, of course, a far cry from the usual rough and ready fare that I'm so used to. I'm very glad you can answer my summons, Alex says, gesturing in my direction. I'd like to see if there's anything we can do to help one another. After all, there are certain times that a man of my stature can't get quite as down in the muck as certain jobs require. Do I want gold or provisions? They're both pretty bad. Give me the 8 gold for now. And we have delivered the artifact. Wonderful. And now we're heading back. And we have a favor hook. Ooh. Provisions or money? Well, he has no money, so we'll take his provisions for now. Wonderful. And then we'll head back. Right, now we're back. I am wondering whether we want to move to the Red Keep here. There is the logic for moving to the Red Keep is that currently the holder of the Red Keep, if I just go through these, because that's probably the only one he's holder of. Yeah, currently the holder of the Red Keep is King Rhaegar. And we may get events with King Rhaegar if we're there, even though it doesn't really make sense that we would be in the Red Keep, but maybe we'll just move there. We'll just let ourselves move there. Just a little bit off to the side. So I think that would be more interesting than Hook Market events. There we go. Is there anything that we get for going to the Red Keep? Let's have a look. No. No, nothing. Okay, well, let's get some new contracts. Stewardship, Justicar, Criminal. Let's go for Stewardship. Sure. Do I need more supplies? Not if I'm not moving. We already have a bunch of supplies. We'll mingle with the locals. We'll hear a story. Intrigue? Well, we got intrigue lifestyle. That's okay. Intriguing hooded figure. And then there's the seating tax. That's an additional bit of gold, certainly. This is an outrage. Don't make me inquire of my business associates. So this is the one where we have this person saying, I'm not going to pay your extra taxes, and this person's like, well, I'm going to beat you up then. Okay, I can settle Master Hubbard's tab. And say want to take that up with me instead. So we do a stewardship challenge. There's a chance I get wounded, or in second thoughts. You know what, I'll settle his tab. That's fine. Yeah. We have now settled Master Hubbard's tab. We don't really have enough that I want to recruit somebody. Let's have a look at the castle. I just wanted to see if there was anything in here that sounded great. No. Although there are some people arguing. What are they arguing about? From the yelling, I pick up the name Lothar. As the accusatory men depart, I follow Lothar down an alleyway. He immediately starts unloading animal carcasses from a shabby cart, muttering to himself, "One noble loses his life in your watch, and how was I supposed to know that spiced wine was? What do you want? I couldn't even keep a flippin' plant alive." I can recruit Lothar, so we can have a new Lothar. Join me, let us restore your reputation. Or on second thoughts. So what position do you want? Oh, you want a Denios position. No. Right. See ya. That's us done there. We should have some new contracts spawned, which is cool. And I can get something off of Master Hubbard. What? He's in charge of the city of Rhaeus' Hill, so inside King's Landing. So we can get provisions. We can get a lot of money from him. Wow. That is a lot of money. Well, I'll take your money then. Because that is enough money for us to finally upgrade our mess tent to max level. Was there any need for this? Not at all, but we're going to eat well. Maybe. Settle boundary dispute? Alright, did I not just go here and settle a boundary dispute? Yes, I did. Okay, I'd much prefer the other one then, because then we can get someone new on our on our roll of patrons. So we're going to go to Targaryen Whitetop's land. Why is it doing this? That's very weird that it takes you different routes. We're going to go out to Duskendale while we're here as well. And then maybe over to Dunfort. Yeah, let's do that. Right, travel. Local landmark. This is the same thing. I could leave Eric here. I suppose I could leave Eric here. Yeah, basically just spread out the members of my camp to different places while we're growing up. Yeah, Eric will stay here for now. Wonderful, and it's the same event that we literally just had about 2 seconds ago. Give me the... Ooh. Give me the money. There we go. We'll get more money here. And we'll head back. I'm starting to not like the boundary disputes. We got over here. Eyes in the shadow. Find secrets. Are we any good at intrigue? Not at all. Which I guess means raise buildings our best one. I don't really want to do this one because we won't get a new patron. So there's no point currently because it doesn't pay very well for the actual thing itself. Yeah, let's go raise a building over here. The Lord of Shinebridge requires competent hands and craftspeople to supervise a construction project. Material and fair payment will be provided. Alright, well we're going to head over there then. The plans for Lord Denley's construction are perhaps a little lacking in forethought. At least that's how it looks to my band and me. Little wonder that his Drathmen ran into issues. Still, that shouldn't be a problem for us. We know what he was trying to build. We just need to work out how to actually do it. And we're skilled semi-professionals. Of a kind, at least. Let's get on with our tasks. So what do I need? Bailiff is diplomacy learning. Learning stewardship, learning stewardship. So probably bailiff's the one I want to do first then. So it's 21, 19. 22, 19, same people. So same people top of both, but Cleos is slightly better on these. So yeah, Cleos, Lothar, and Viserys. Cool. That gets us up to a 94 overall, which is pretty good. Then these two, it's 1411 and 1412. So you're going to take that one, and you're going to take that one. It's long amount of days per phase because it's not a scheme that we're good at, so yeah, we just have to basically live with it. Oh, how much is it going up per phase? Probably going up almost nothing. Yeah, 6.3. It's not nothing, but it's not great. Anyway, it's a great opportunity for us to unpause and let time actually move on, rather than having to have constant events, which is cool. Anyway, how old are we? Oh, we got a nice new outfit. We're 4 years old and we got a very fancy outfit here. Is that only for the contract we're in, or is that our, like, normal outfit? That is stylish. Okay. Ooh, two things in here. We can make new requests, but there's no reason to make these requests because it would say no. That's why it's grayed out, I think. Yeah, we've got 4 requests here, but I'm assuming, yeah, they're all no's currently. It's okay. It might not be no's in the future. So, we'll see. Anyway. We are just about to finish our mess tent. And we finished it. Wonderful. So the mess tent is now fully upgraded. What does that do for us? Almost nothing. Increases courtier and guest opinion, means that we lose more stress, and it means that prowess schemes are fantastic. However, we need to actually do prowess schemes. What other stuff have we got in here? We also should do a camp revelry at some point. Follower opinion? That's pretty good. It also gives us some domicile income. Having some nice passive income might be good. How does it scale? Oh, it doesn't. There's literally 0 scaling. It does unlock extra options for camp revelry, but it does not scale at all. There is no second level. Wait, is there a second level to any of these? No. Yeah, to none of these. Okay, so these are all just buy it and it's done. Okay, then. And we're allowed how many? 3. Well, to me, it seems we should pick... so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should pick 3 out of the 4 that we want, and then we do that. So, knowledgeable herbalists gives you an additional thing with murder schemes. It gives you a chief forager officer, and it gives you provisions when foraging with the gather provisions decision. This seems like a good one. This seems like a solid one here. Wait, do we have 5? There are 5 of these. Okay. This one is reasonable. It unlocks more options for camp revelry. I'm not too worried about plague resistance because we can just move. More provisions capacity, supply capacity, and domicile income. I mean, it's kind of alright. Skirmisher, light cav, and archer cav get a huge bonus to pursuit with this one. So pursuit is the amount that you actually kill in a fight. So right, it's not what determines whether you win a fight or not, it determines how many casualties the other side takes. So it's not super useful. So although it's like a really big boost, it's not as much, like this isn't really very much. I would say that this is probably worse than this, right? Because realistically, provisions capacity and supply capacity is going to matter to you a lot more than pursuit. Because if you're able to win one fight, unless you're on a really, like, kind of knife edge type war, you're probably going to win a second fight, which then means that it doesn't really matter if your pursuit is bad. It's just how, like, it's just a quality of life buff, basically. It means you don't have to constantly chase an army around. Yeah. So I think that that's probably worse, and then this is the same. Yeah, this is the same but worse. Although this is 5, not 5%. I assume it means 5, but that is actually quite important if it says... Actually, no, it probably means 5 in this case. Yeah, it probably means 5. So that is interesting, because what that's meaning is it would add 5 to this base pursuit number. So it would give you a +5 there, rather than a percentage. I'm just seeing if this one had a percentage. It doesn't. Okay, but a percentage would give you like it would be based on that number. So like 40% would give you 4 extra pursuit. So the +5 would give you a base that can then be multiplied, which is interesting, but it's on heavy infantry, which doesn't really have lots of multipliers for pursuit, which is probably why it's a flat number on heavy infantry, because heavy infantry, I don't think by default comes with any, right? Yeah, so by default, heavy infantry comes with no bonuses, or had no pursuit, so a percentage bonus would be literally useless for most heavy infantry. Okay. I think this one is better than the one above, because I think provisions use being down is better, and I think the increased follower opinion is better. So this also improves camp revelry. So I say that skilled cooks is better than roving bakers. I think the top 2 are like solid in, so it's which one of the bottom 3 do we want? This gives you more capacity, this reduces use. This one also gives you improves the result of the camp revelry thing. Yeah, I think it's skilled cooks, mobile brewers, and knowledgeable herbalists. So I'm going to take mobile brewers as it's the only one we can afford. Yeah, I think that's the order of things I want, because it gives us more camp revelry stuff. Wonderful. So we'll get a brewery in there. Right. Let's go. That is weird. This bug's been there for ages. The reason why that bug is there, right, the reason why it keeps flashing, is because this isn't a set length. So... you see here, so every time it changes size, because it's not quite sure when it's finishing, it flashes, because it's going up and down the, like, different, like, it's trying to wrap to a new line, basically, right, each time. So that's why it flashes a little bit. It's kind of distracting, but I'm going to ignore it now. I point it out to other people, and then I'm like, I'm going to ignore it. Oh, we have different hair. Oh, we're 5 years old. How long till we come 6? That would be in about a year's time. Okay. Cool. We've discovered the anti-dragon warfare innovation. Oh, good. What does that do? Wait, where is that? Is that somewhere back here somewhere? Probably at the bottom, right? Anti-dragon warfare. Can recruit scorpions as men-at-arms. Oh. Well, defenses will automatically be built and improved at fort levels 10 and 20. High levels of workshop lines of buildings provide increased dragon defense. Oh. Cool. Also, I never even checked what this does for us. A bunch of stuff with coastal holdings, and we can get royal crossbowmen as men-at-arms. Better city buildings. Vassals of this culture do not consider differing faith or culture when joining factions. Okay, so none of that really matters. City holdings, and then expert artisans. So, characters of this culture produce higher quality artifacts. That's interesting. But yeah, okay. Nothing we needed to worry about, basically. Right. And that'll finish any second now. And it'll stop flashing. Wonderful. Since returning both Viserys and Arnessa to my contract, the pair have been rather amicable with each other. It seems shared tasks and mutual concerns brought out a little spark of kindred recognition in the two retrobates. Their understanding is nothing serious yet, but a little nudge could see true friendship blossom. I'm just going to say good for them for now. Hey, mobile breweries is done, and we're now making 0.3 per month, which isn't a lot, but it does mean passively we're actually making money now. Which has its advantages, you know? Learning from the best. Two of my agents, Willis and Lothar, seem to have found a common cause in our plan beyond the basic goal. Impressed by his compatriot's skill with the arithmetic, accounting, and nose for detail required to raise building, Lothar is taken to studying what Willis does differently to himself in the hopes of improving his own skills. Harmless enough in theory, but it doesn't help our overall goal. And to say excellent, Lothar gets 2 stewardship. Put that energy into the plan, fool. Or perhaps there's something I could learn from this. For a child, let's say perhaps there's something I could learn from this. We got a new stewardship perk that I can't get for another many, many years. Alright. We're at 94. So we're pretty much capped here. So we should just fire it. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Lothar is probably not the most absolute skilled, but he's trying to improve his stewardship even further. Although he didn't get any stewardship from the previous event. Let's try and push him a little bit. He got 3 stewardship, and he's stressed, and he doesn't like us, but he is now at 10 stewardship, which is pretty good. Right. Yes. So, I was just saying that we're pretty much capped, but he just got increased stewardship, which now means we can go to 96. So the question is, do we want 95 or 96? I mean, we've been doing this long enough, we might as well just wait for it to go one more turn around, right? Yeah, now it's at 96. Right, now we'll fire it. We were pretty much capped before, because it would have capped at the 95, but we can go 96 with, yeah, using only 5 advantages. Success! As ever, my band and I are models of efficiency. Construction was swift, the result sturdy and memorable, and though Lord Denley will need to continue our good work, we've given him everything he needs to do that. Weighed down by our well-earned pay, make ready to leave. Nice, okay. Can we do anything with the make request here? We can indeed. I'm going to grab a little bit of your money. Nice. Alright, we'll close that there. We'll head back to King's Landing. Alright. Oh, we can also forage here. I guess we should probably, right? I'll do my snares. That gives us about a 50% chance of getting something. We got nothing. Oh well. Rescue a fair subject. Alright, I guess I will do that, maybe? Sure, we'll rescue them. One of Master Hubbard's fairest courtiers is not returned from an incursion into the woods of Rhaenys' Hill. The Master's court eagerly offers a reward. Doesn't give us any money, but I'll do it. Sure, we only have to go here, so... A tired Master Hubbard approaches the camp with his men. The horses stop right before my tent as I get up to greet them. That damned woman, I hear the Master mumble. I bid you good morning, Sylvie, he says, wiping the sweat off his forehead. It seems that a most beautiful woman has been lost in the woods, and my courtiers will not stop lamenting until I bring her back. Well then. This one says a fair man. Well... Let's say to the rest, well, we don't need to do that. We can just take a balanced approach. But, we're looking for prowess, intrigue, and then prowess. Okay, so this is probably going to be the one that... Yeah. This is the one that we need to choose Viserys on. Here, we'll go with Cleos. And then muscle... Actually, anyone's going to get up to max here. So let's do lookout and footpad. So that's intrigue and martial, intrigue and prowess. So intrigue and prowess, that's going to be Aemon. Intrigue and martial is going to be Lothar. Then our last muscle is going to be Willis here. Also, it is only 10-day phase lens. Did it not say previously that there was a minimum of... Oh, minimum speed is 10. Okay. For a second there, I thought it said that there was a minimum of 20, but no. Yeah, we've reduced the phase length down quite a lot. It would be... like 0 days per phase if it didn't have a minimum. So this is going to go really quickly. And it's going up by 9% per phase. This is kind of what we do, so this is going to be good. Yeah, this is the kind of scheme we want to do. This is what upgrading the mess tent gets us, to be fair. Like, this is effectively what doing it has allowed us to do. It allows us to do prowess schemes in almost no time at all. There we go, there's 100%. Execute, seize the moment. We have rescued someone. Back, a high-pitched scream makes its way through the thicket of trees, and I follow. Standing in the middle of a clearing is one of the most beautiful women I've ever laid my eyes on. She wields a stick like a spear and tries to keep her distance from a ferocious lynx. With a quick slash of my blade, I cleave into the beast, and the animal lets out a spurt of blood, staining the grass as it falls. "My lady," the woman cries, falling to her knees. This is Wenda. Alright. We can say we've got a long path ahead of us, where we do not have to part ways. Well, Master Hubbard is happy either way. We could try and recruit Wenda. Yeah. Why not try and recruit Wenda? We do not have to part ways. Oh, he's minorly annoyed, but like he's much happier that I rescued them, so yes. She joined our camp. Wonderful. We now have Wenda, who we have saved. Right. Now, Master Hubbard wasn't a new one, so we can't get anything off of him. However, he does get us a lot of gold when we can get things off of him. I don't know how soon a favor is for it to be too soon. Also, we're 6. Oh, that means that we need to choose one of these. Do you want a martial or a stewardship education? Realistically, we want a stewardship education because a martial education isn't going to do very much for us because we can't do a lot of the things that you would normally... Like, if you're a man, there's a lot more you can do with the martial education and things that come out of it. Stewardship, I think, makes more sense for us. It's also what we're already better at. So, let's do that for right now. Okay. Next, what do we want to do? We need to choose an educator. That's what we need to do. So, do I have anybody with a positive trait in my core? I thought I had one quick person, but maybe I don't. Anyone, do I have preset filters for these? I have intelligent, which we don't have anyone of. Genius, which we don't have anyone of. And I don't have a quick filter. But there's quick. You know what? Let's save it. Let's save a quick filter. And then we're also going to save a shrewd filter, because that's the other one that you want to look out for. So, shrewd. There we go. Not that any of those matter. While we're in the save filters screen, let me just get rid of some that we don't need right now. Yeah, don't need that one. Cool. Some of the other ones are fine. I just don't need those anymore, because those were for a specific campaign. Alright. Okay, so I think we want Lothar to educate us. And the reason we want Lothar to educate us is because I believe that if you do not have a specific good trait, you want the highest level stewardship one with learning counted as half value, right? I think it's the main stat is the one that counts for full value. This counts for half value. So if you don't have any modifiers, this is probably the one we want. So Lothar is going to educate us. But before we do that, let's go to court and see if there's anybody around. We'll hear a story or two. Got the learning lifestyle experience. Who's up for recruitment? Nope. Okay. Back out. Red keep. Able bodies. Yep, neither of them have quick. That's fine. That wasn't where it should have taken me back, but that's okay. And you... Are you the person who's being argued with? Elric Nightfall. Okay. So we've had this event as well. Let's see... Oh, what does he want to be? Oh, he wants to be in Adenio's position. No. That's fine. And while we're here, Town Crier. Can you get me some martial duties, I guess, for now. Cool. Right. Anyway, the reason I was doing that was just basically so I could see if there was any people who could educate us. We can't be educated by people outside our court, as we've tried. Like, there's not an option to educate ourselves outside a court. So nothing we want in here. Offer him a squire, making someone in his court the knight of the chosen character. So I could send Rofo off to be a squire. I forgot we had Rofo. I don't think we need to do that. Although we could do that in our own court, because we do have a knight in our own court. And yeah, there isn't another option in here. We could try and learn his language, I suppose, while we're here. Be very hard. You know what, sure. I'm going to start a learn language scheme against King Rhaegar. Let's see. Very hard. Starts with an 82% success chance. It's just going to take 2 years. Alright, cool. Right, so we'll close that out. Yes, educator for us. Lothar. There we go. So I think that's going to be our best option. We don't have a lot of good options, so we'll go with that. Right, cool. I'm guessing that Maester acts as... It doesn't say here, but I'm assuming they act as like a court tutor if you don't already have a court tutor. Or sorry, if you don't have anyone educating. Yeah, improves education outcomes. So they must do the same thing that court tutor does, where if you don't have one selected, the Maester will fill in. I think that's that. So that's fine. Did he used to be in both positions? Was our Maester not Viserys? Have I got automation on for this? No automation. I thought it was... Yeah, I thought it... No, Viserys... Oh, it must have been Lothar. Yeah, he does... Oh, yeah, he's Disgraced Maester. Yeah, it was him. Okay. We also need a Chief Forager, because we now have that position open. So we get more provision gains, supply duration, and may aid and gather provisions. Wonderful. We don't have a stooge currently, but that's because he's away. Right. So I took some hireling contracts there, because I was hoping that one of them might be a prowess scheme, neither of which are. We could do the boundary dispute again, but I don't want to give away another person in our court, even temporarily. Right, let's go hired muscle. Actually, have I got any activities I can do as a child? Nope. None of these ones I can do as a child. Well, let's go and do this hired muscle scheme. Cool. We'll head over to Lord Bellard Greenhill. Right. Anything we want to go to on the way? Not really. I'm kind of okay just going. Right. He doesn't want serious bloodshed. We've done this one before. We choose this. Bodyguard is going to be Aemon. Muscle is going to be Cleos. We only need somebody above 13, which is pretty much everybody. So Footpad is going to... And Lookout are what we're looking at here. Put Lothar in there. Malia in there. And then our muscle will be Willis. Scheme length is 37 days per phase. And we are going up by 5.6% per phase. Right. And now we chill. Right. There isn't really a lot we can do to speed it up too much. This is just a way for us to earn a little money. And a way for us to pass time. And a way for us to wait while we learn High Valyrian. Well, what language do you speak? I should have checked. I assume it's it's just Valyrian. Okay. Just made sense that I could learn it. While we're staying in the Red Keep. What have we got here? Or make requests that I don't want to redo. That's fine. Fair enough. We might stay here long enough that I can redo the make requests. I don't know, it's probably 5 years or 10 years. I don't know what it is. Oh, it went down from 87 to 80% here. Must have lost a bonus or something we had on. Or they gained something that lowered it or something. I don't know. Or they lost a bonus. All sorts of things could have affected it. Our sanctified stained glass shard has low durability. What, you mean a terrible item? I'll definitely pay to repair that. I mean, it was our father's. Right. And now we continue chilling a little bit. We're almost there, actually, at the point where we'd want to just get that one to fire, but I mean, we might as well wait at this point. We can get 100% success chance, so might as well just wait on it. Nope, we're about to have our first opportunity here. It's a little odd for my mother Mali and I to be brought together so close over this contract to be hired muscle. Still, there's few joys to be found in a common task, in working together towards a goal. Frustration shared or lessened, triumphs multiplied, and there's always something to talk about. I'm glad I brought her into this endeavour. We get 2 advantages and a weak hook on our mother. Nice. Alright, cool. Follower ruins. Oh, sorry. Follower returns improved. Eric. Leader Sylvie, cries the semi-familiar voice of Eric, excitedly entering the camp after some years away at the lance, from the Lance of the Smith. I am returned, and I have not been idle during my ouster. Indeed he has not. It seems that his time at Lord Togarian's court has given him ample opportunity to practice his skills, something he seems keen to put to use now that he's back with us. He's got 4 extra diplomacy. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. That's good to know that that's what that does. Okay. Also, I just remembered something here. I completely forgot about Rofo. Where's Rofo? Rofo. Yes. Actually, I shouldn't be looking at Rofo. I should be looking at Cleos. So I think what I want to do is Cleos, offer Squire Rofo. Sir Cleos. There we go. Yes, and they will accept. Wonderful. That seems good, and he will gain the trait Knight at Squire level. Even though his faith does not value Squirehood and Knighthood. He'll say yes because we asked. Fair enough. We are happy to accept your proposed squiring arrangement. A noble upbringing for a noble spirit. A devoted follower. A moment, my leader. Eric stops me as I survey the encampment. He is breathing heavily when he addresses me, taking in his surroundings. Do not think that your efforts go unnoticed. The men admire you. Children pretend to be like you when you play. The whole camp seems to think you are the greatest woman alive. I wish to help you in the same way that you help us. I know of your current efforts, and I believe I will be a worthy addition. So I can say, what a great display of loyalty. Be my guest, and he fills a new devotee slot. Or make sure everyone knows how great I am. Let's just say what a great display of loyalty. We don't need him, but we'll say what a great display of loyalty. Right. And 100% fire the contract of seize at the moment. Wonderful job. I love our, 7-year-old just sitting there with the mace. Alright, well. Cool. We've done that. Am I paused or unpaused? Now I'm paused. Okay. I just want to make sure I get the request in while we're near enough. I'll take 400 provisions. He doesn't really have much gold. Right. Wonderful. Clear that. We'll make our way back to King's Landing. So it's 78%. It's gone down even further. Success! After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Valyrian language. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate King Rhaegar's accent. I'm sure he would be impressed with my results, and of course high Valyrian peasants now respect me a great deal more. And say, I feel accomplished, or I could send him a letter. You know what, let's send him a letter. He grew closer to forming a rivalry with me. He does not like me. Because of my bad letter. Oh no. Well, that's not a positive. Do another hired muscle scheme over there if we want to. Could do like an eyes in the shadow scheme to mix things up somewhere. Suppose we just got somebody who's got insane diplomacy. Maybe we do a perform in a play scheme. Yeah, maybe. We could do that. Let's do it. We don't get any money? I guess I'm going to do a hired muscle scheme. Wait, but you're already my... yeah, you're already my patron. We may have to move on if we actually want to make some money here. Maybe this is our opportunity. Maybe we start moving a little bit. We do eventually want to end up down here in Old Town so we can go to university when we come of age. So, let's maybe just make our way over here slightly. How about Tread Hills? Oh, Tumbleton's. It's the next place that's got a thing for us. Let's go there. You would take that route? Really? You wouldn't take that route? Let me clear this out. So it's 16 days versus 17 days. I'd rather take this route. Because it's the route I chose. Right. We've arrived here. We got some stewardship lifestyle experience. And we got some more tasks we can do over here. How about escort emissary? Oh. How about escort emissary, I say 1 second later. So this is for Lord Byron Norwich. Where do you want to go? You want to go to Woodbine. That is quite a way away. My whole camp will travel? Yeah, we'll all go. And I'll pay for a wilderness kit so we're not in any danger. Yeah. Let's go. We're going very far away from King's Landing again. And we have delivered this person. That got us a little bit more money. Fantastic. Anything I can upgrade in our mess tent now? We wanted skilled cooks next. Well, we actually want knowledgeable herbalists, but it costs a little bit too much. So I want skilled cooks. Let's do that. Right. We should do a camp revelry at some point, but I don't think it's available to us because we're a child. So, anyway. Escort emissary. Where do you want me to... Wait, we'll wait a second. Where do you want me to go? Oh, also... Oh, I guess the guy over here is our patron. Yeah, so I can't immediately ask for a reward. You want to go to Risley Glade. That's quite a bit to the south, but I suppose we could go there. We'll run out of provisions when we arrive, but that's acceptable. I'm going to go to Caswell Keep on the way past as well. Yeah, that's okay. Do I need a wilderness kit? No. Alright. Let's go. The stone bridge has long been a crossing of the Mander, and yet it was during the Faith Militant Uprising it earned its new name, Bitter Bridge. I think we've read that one actually, but that's okay. We've arrived. That's a little bit of money. We are now at our new spot. Let's maybe upgrade a little bit. Or get some supplies, I should say. I don't have enough. Let's do the Clum... Well, actually, you know what? We're trying to improve our stewardship. Let's say I could move those for you at a small cost. Yeah. Aha! We got a ton of provisions. That's good. Wonderful. Right, we're now going to leave here. Actually, we should mingle with the locals and hear a story. And then he became the Atua of the forests. Tangaroa inherited the seas. Raomoko, the trembling earth. And Tawiri Matia, the whimsical wind. We'll do that. We get exotic stewardship for 3 months. We have an intriguing hooded figure. Let's have a little talk. You're the criminal. I don't need you unless you're like a genius, which you're not. So I will leave you alone. Right, I'm done here. And the episode is also done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.